Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. My name is Rory MacLeod. I'm your host, and with me for this episode is Jesse Edmund. Say hi, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
All right. And Jesse, you are joining me because it is time once again for Shorts-A-Palooza.
It's past time, I think.
So a couple times a season, we do this kind of an episode where we'll take 3 or 4 shorts and kind of put them together into an episode and hopefully make for an enjoyable drunken experience. So what sort of alcoholic beverage have you brought to the table?
Well, today I'm getting fancy because I'm drinking Casamigos tequila. Yeah. My initial mixer was going to be grocery store giant Wegmans. I was hoping to get some of their lime mint seltzer to mix with it. I thought I had some on hand. I do not.
Oh, you blew it.
Diet Pepsi.
All right. Diet Pepsi and tequila. I don't think I've heard of that combination before.
Let's. You know what? Let's find out how it is right now.
Okay, go for it.
That's actually really good.
All right. Well,
that's really good.
All right. Don't get too blasted right away.
Wow.
All right. So I have last couple episodes I've been partaking of this Great Lakes Brewing Elliott Ness, which is a lager, I think, some kind of lager. I think it's an IPA actually, and I have that in my Two Drunk Guys Watch beer glass, and I'm also wearing my Two Drunk Guys Watch shirt as we record this. So very much on brand. And then later on, we will release the Kraken, as I have this black spiced rum called the Kraken.
Oh,
so
very nice.
That will be for later.
I've had the Kraken.
You have? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I tried it on one of these, I drank it straight, and that was a mistake. And so now I'm mixing it with water because it's it's a little potent. So that's what we got going on for tonight. So we have 3 shorts. I don't know what you want to call it. One of them is kind of split into 2. So we'll call it 3 shorts. The first one will be called the 3 R's and Sex Education. So that'll be exciting. That's the longer of the ones that we have. So it's kind of split into 2. There's a part 1 and a part 2. And then after that, we have a short called Millions of Cats.
Amazing.
Yes. And then finally, we round it all out with the Librarian. So that is our lineup for this episode. So everyone, grab your alcoholic beverage of choice, and we'll get started right about now. Harsh realities.
Yeah.
Too bad that
Look at this guy.
Plymouth Rock didn't land on the Pilgrims instead of the other way around.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of an anti-sex thing in our culture that we just feel it's bad.
That's the famous, what is it, American Gothic, right?
Yeah, American Gothic.
By Grant Wood, is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. He gets name checked later in the episode, so I think it's him.
A doctor told me in 15 minutes he could teach the mechanics of sex.
It takes
The
15 minutes to do
mechanics of
that?
sex is quite an ugly thing.
I mean, you put slot A into tab B or whatever, that's it. It takes 2 seconds.
I feel like the mechanics were pretty straightforward.
I would think, yeah. So this is interesting. This short tells kind of both sides of the story. Like, here's John Carradine
unleashed in the once peaceful classroom,
playing Vladimir Lenin there.
disguised as sex education. The primordial forces of man's strongest force are being unleashed to be used against the intended victims.
What is...
Your children.
Your children, Jesse.
Coming in peace.
They'll have to find him first.
So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by John Carradine, this tells kind of both sides. So there's these pro-sex education, like this guy here, right? He's an actual sex educator.
I have sexual intercourse with my wife.
And a real pervert. No, I'm just kidding.
Brings us
And,
together.
well, maybe. And
Nice
then
things
there's
that we
these
do together, lots of them,
anti-sex
and just, wow.
education people who are like these conservative, so.
Yeah. They think that telling kids about sex will mean that the kids will have sex.
Right.
Which...
They're going to have sex anyway. I'm going to break it to you.
Yeah. Like, humans figured out how to do it before we knew anything.
Right.
So
Right. Before we had language, we were doing it. Right.
yeah,
In the Germantown Friends School in Philadelphia,
it kind of comes naturally.
sex
Right.
education
Oh.
is limited
No
to
pun
the
intended?
6-week course taught by Eric
I mean,
Johnson. His book,
a little bit of a
Love
pun.
and Sex in Plain Language.
So it's
It's a
funny
standard
because
text
these
in many schools.
anti-sex education
This
people
school
start,
pioneered sex
yeah,
education
as
in
you'll
all
see here,
areas of
they
study,
they start
free and open content.
associating sex education with communism.
Read the read the main headings.
Because this was the late '60s when this was made, I guess, and so
Yeah.
that was like a thing.
What there's this weird through line that certain people can make of like
What is
anything that's bad to communism, and it's like,
I think
oh,
it's
you
when,
don't know what
somebody sort of
communism
goes around
is.
themselves
No.
and
Or
they're
probably anything else.
No.
Sort of, you know.
Well, they do the same thing with socialism now. So like,
stimulating
Yeah.
yourself?
communism isn't really a thing anymore. I mean, it is, but not really in terms of like the. Oh, there's the masturbation guy.
As I say concerning masturbation,
I don't want
it
to
can get out of
hear
hand
him talking
so
about
bad.
it though.
This is the
Man is
pre-Ted
the only
Cruz though,
animal
right?
that-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Has to. Mark
Let's
Twain.
talk about masturbation. There we go. The 3 R's and sex education.
The 3 R's.
Err.
Dick McCutcheon. I wonder if that's
McCutcheon.
intentional.
Gordon Drink, a politically ultra-conservative writer
Gordon
and lecturer,
Drink. Yeah, I think
is
I'll drink to
generally
that.
credited with and or accused of igniting the current sex education controversy.
Gordon
with
Drink
his
is
pamphlet,
definitely
Is the
leaving his
Schoolhouse
state
the
when a
proper
when a
place to teach
catastrophe
raw
hits
sex?
though.
A catalog
You
think he's
of
related to
alleged
Gordon
horrors
Jump?
committed in the classroom. Claims, for
I-
example, that children make
Probably
clay
not.
You know who that
models
is?
of the penis.
No.
That's
Drake
the
struck one of the
boss
most
from
sensitive
WKRP.
fibers in the American Puritan
Oh.
ethic.
The owner of
Be outraged by the
Oh,
seeming
yeah, that's right.
excesses of our young. And when a detailed study course of sex
By the way, the
education
song
and
they're
family
playing in the
life
background
was
is brutal.
suggested
Like
in
these, none of these
Cedar
kids can
Rapids, Iowa.
sing.
As in community after
I
community,
know.
there was conjured up the image of a communist
They conjured up a
conspiracy
demon.
to undermine the American
Haha,
family
we got him in
and
the
its
shot.
moral prerogatives. Cedar Rapids had,
So they're
in fact,
trying to
been
show
teaching the
both sides
human
of the
reproductive
story.
process for years
Yeah.
in biology or
But
hygiene
it's like-
classes. But now the city was confronted
First
with
of
a
all,
study course
getting
which
Gordon
would examine not only
Drink
the physical,
licking
but
his lips
attitudes
is
and
not.
opinions.
Well, you don't
we're
like that?
Going the wrong direction. And I thought he, I thought he was kind of a good-looking guy. I was like, maybe,
Ah.
Most community leaders
No, I'm just
supported
kidding.
it.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Facing
not
a
gonna.
relative
Let's
I'm not
talk
gonna
about
lie.
masturbation.
highly vocal opposition.
That's why I put that in the trailer, because that had to be like
The
the
movement to
the
restore
opening bit
decency was
of the
born.
trailer.
So
Because
was
Yeah.
in case you guys have seen the trailer, I had to make that trailer because, of
Flooring
course, there's no
sanity
trailer for
in
this.
schools.
Of course
The
not.
lines were
So,
drawn.
it
The
was-
trailer's great.
it
By
was
the way.
fun to put
Similarities
together,
of a
yeah.
lifestyle
Yeah.
Captured by Cedar Rapids'
Um,
most famous citizen, painter
I
Grant Wood.
I do
were
like
about be
to
challenged,
to
as they
anytime
will be in
someone
other
is really
communities
conservative
across the
about
nation in the
like
school
sex
year
or
ahead.
and it's kind of like talking over people or something. I like to just tell them really quietly, say it slower, and they get very
A
uncomfortable.
public
all
school
of a sudden.
program of family
Yeah.
life and sex education had been
So
recommended by the local PTA.
the center of the
A faction of
firestorm here is
representative
Cedar
citizens,
Rapids,
headed
Iowa,
by
for some
Mrs.
reason.
Deanne Byerly of the school
It's
system,
the hot
took
spot.
18
It's a
months
cesspool
to
of
make its
vice.
recommendations for a program from kindergarten to the 6th grade. In October of 1969,
as
they were
indicated by
presented
the
to
great
Board of
80s show,
Education
Cedar
in an
Rapids
open
Vice.
hearing.
Yes.
Dr.
Yeah.
Walter Block.
Well, they were going to do Cedar Rapids Vice, and the people from Cedar Rapids complained, so they changed to Miami.
But you leave
That
out
makes
one
sense.
area in human
Yeah.
relationships, which is one of the most important ones.
Nobody from Miami's
When we
complaining.
speak
Yes,
of human
no one
sexuality,
Miami
we are
cared,
not
so.
speaking of teaching the children the technique of sexual intercourse.
This, by the way,
and
this
there
is the
actually
male
are
Dr.
those
Ruth
who
here.
believe that
Okay.
we will teach sexual
Yeah.
intercourse to kindergarten
I
children.
wonder if anyone in our
Well,
audience remembers who
they wouldn't
Dr.
even know what
Ruth
it means
was.
anyhow, so it wouldn't be too dangerous.
But definitely,
I
like,
doubt, or let me put it this way, I
if
wonder
if
how many
if his
parents
like body
will be
opened
able
up
to
like a
talk in
robot
public
and
to their
Dr.
children
Ruth stepped
about a
out,
penis
I wouldn't
and
be
a vagina
surprised at
and
all.
Like he's a
one supposed to
mecha
go into the
or
other,
something?
and that is
Yeah,
called-
yeah.
Yeah, because he's a bit taller than her, right? So yeah, she could be inside manipulating
There are
him.
many parents, I am sure,
Yeah, and
who
this
won't
is
even
my
be able
man
to get
suit
the
that I
word
pilot
pet
around.
Because no one will listen to her if she's a woman in the 60s, right? So she,
Exactly.
so she puts on a
But I can
suit.
see when something
Yeah.
wrong is happening to our country and our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your daughter comes home pregnant after she
And
said
it's
sex
not my fault.
education, Are you going to stand back and say, well, the school started that?
Listen, I don't want to offend
I'm not
anybody out
responsible.
there,
The school started
but
that.
anyone
It's
with
the
an
responsibility of
active
that parent.
widow's peak
Yeah.
has never said anything of value.
No, that's probably true. Eddie Munster included.
You children, for
Right.
instance, have to answer to your father and me. I think that we have every right to say to you, we expect certain behavior out of
Yeah, Jesse.
Mrs. George Peters, a spokeswoman.
Yeah,
for crisis.
I've heard this argument.
Mrs. George Peters. That's all you need to hear at this point. Like that's it.
And come out of 13 years of it with the idea that if you
She's a
don't
kept
hurt
woman.
anybody else by
Right?
perhaps picking up a venereal disease,
And
or
her mouth is
perhaps
shrinking
you
as
know,
she's
as a
talking,
child,
which is
if
interesting.
you don't do any of these things or cause
Well, she's
any of
getting
these problems
tense.
for society,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it is all right. Now, the teacher will have never gotten up, certainly from the classroom, and said, well, today we're going to talk about it's all right to have premarital sex.
Yeah.
But do the children come
Well,
out
in fact,
with
let me
this
show you.
idea?
All right, but we all agree.
I think there was a skit in the Monty Python Meaning of Life, wasn't there, where John Cleese was demonstrating in front of the class?
This would be a pretty harmful thing for her and for the
I
kids.
you know,
Do that?
I remember
Anybody
something like
disagree?
that,
Yeah.
and I've
Doesn't
seen
mean
that
it would
movie
ruin
a
her
bunch of
life
times,
forever,
and now
but
I can't
certainly
remember.
It's going to give her a lot more problems than she otherwise will have. And who will get
Do you
even
think the
more
bow tie
problems
makes
than
him
the
more or
mother?
less sexy?
Probably.
I think it makes him
And the
more
child doesn't
sexy.
get
All right.
insulted
Actually,
about
The Orville
This guy-
Redenbacher look?
This is a big
this
thing.
guy, well, he's got this like cleft chin.
Yeah.
And he's like he, you know, I mean, here's the thing. This guy, who this is a liberal guy, right? He's got stronger chin and features than any of these Republicans have.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, of course you're gonna hate sex if you can't get laid.
Well, yeah.
Learned as much as I did.
I'm waiting for the popcorn to come out, though.
I think that
I think you children should all go to bed right
I
now.
think that as far as our sexuality is concerned, that it's just become completely chaotic.
Oh, my sex life is such a mess. Yeah, right.
Well, that's because she doesn't clean up after she's done.
Right.
Attended by a
Yeah.
delegation from Iowa.
They just leave the sheets the way they
Dr.
found
Billy
them.
James Hargis holds a convocation
Billie
on
Jean.
sex in our society. Most notably,
Billie
the specter
Jean
of
is not my
communist-inspired
lover.
sex education.
She's just a girl who thinks that I am. Hey, look, Christians for Christ. Isn't that weird?
Christian Crusade for Christ.
Yes.
And against communism.
Yes. Surprising that they're for Christ.
Sex in Slick National Magazine,
Slick
sex on
like
television,
Jugs and
sex
Thrust.
on college campuses, sex on Broadway.
I love it.
all a part of a satanic conspiracy.
Satanic.
Yeah. This is definitely a guy who's like, I'm just a simple country lawyer.
Right.
But I think that
A little bit more profile, honey.
sex should be not talked about.
All right, Carol, this is where Beelzebub comes in, and then you fillet him.
There are some who say that the international communists initiated
There they are. Here's the
sex
communists right here.
revolution in this country.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
If they did not initiate the
Yeah.
sex revolution in entertainment,
What are they trying to...
education,
I got
and
no
church
problem with that.
circles, they have at least
I know.
exploited it.
I'd
And
go to an
certainly
anti-sex
no one
rally
has
where they're
more
like,
to
we're going to
gain
show
by
it
it
how
than they
horrible it is on stage.
Right.
Great. We're back to American Gothic.
Back to these two. Now, the sex educator guy does look like the guy on the right. A little
He
bit.
kind of does.
Yeah, except that guy needs a bow tie. At least half of these boys have been touched by
A Sunday morning in Cedar Rapids.
that guy right
William
there.
Charles Proud.
That guy,
Right there.
yeah, he's handsy.
Yeah, he's handsy, yeah. He can't keep his hands to himself.
They call him Handsy Joe.
Yes, the hand of God.
In the congregation, Dan Jones, head of the local Birch
I think
Society
somebody needs to
chapter.
tune that organ.
Cedar Rapids has been deluged with outside
These are
materials,
some ugly
some
fucking people.
published by the
Like,
Birch
I've been
Society itself,
deluged.
but all reflecting its general philosophy.
All right, you can stop playing.
we're anti-sex. Well, sex is anti-you.
The good news is
So-
no one's going to ask you. You're safe.
You're safe. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Ooh, look at these pamphlets you could get. They're super blurry. I think this was meant to be shown on a much bigger screen because I can barely... Okay, that one I can see. The
Yeah.
sex education racket. Racket.
Excerpts of a film strip
What a
produced by
racket.
the John Birch Society.
Jesse, what a racket.
What a racket. Who is the greater in the kingdom of heaven?
The disciples came unto Jesus? Ah, was he like wearing
I feel
a
like
plastic
that's,
sheet?
yeah. That's a mixed message.
Absolutely. Here's the kingdom of heaven right here.
World around them.
All right, there you go.
As parents, we are
Butterflies
responsible
everywhere.
for channeling their interests. Sex has been one of those subjects reserved
George
for the
Washington
family.
does not approve of you having sex.
Yes, the innocence and
That's
humility of
100%
children.
not true.
How wonderful
George
they are.
Washington fucked.
I'm sure he did. He had descendants.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Introduced
He was-
in many schools in the form of continuous
He knew how to use
sex
those wooden
education
teeth.
From
You don't
kindergarten
put
through high
a
school.
guy on the dollar bill unless you expect him
Suddenly,
to
as
be
if overnight,
like
the very
shoved
young
into
children
some
have been
G-strings.
Scandalized.
Hey, Susie, want to do some
Innocence dashed to the
anal?
ground with sex educational slides like these you are about to see.
How
Ooh.
babies are made.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is a story about you. In dogs, as in cats, horses, and many other animals,
Is that a
the
dog?
father's
I guess.
sperm
Looks like a
passes
rabbit.
out of his
I-
body through his penis.
This is so dark that you can't even see.
When a father
there's a
dog
turtle
wants to
and a
place his
pig.
sperm in a mother dog,
Oh.
he climbs on her
Drawings are pretty bad.
This is called mating.
Yeah.
Human babies begin
This
just
is what
like
your father and I
chicks
look like,
puppies.
white as the driven snow.
A sperm from the father.
I'm not an animal. I'm a child of God. And I
Huh?
don't like to be drawn as an illustration as an animal.
Sir, we've asked you to
I
leave 3
resent
times.
that. Judges of 17
Look at that hair
verse
helmet. Oh
6
my
says,
God.
In those days,
I know.
there
Wow.
was no king in
It
Israel.
looks like those helmets on the Death Star, like the, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was right.
Yeah, the like Death Star Trooper.
Right, yes.
What was the definition?
All right, enough of this
Somebody
bullshit.
got it?
Yeah, I'm gonna erase all this shit right here.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
A person is responsible in an action if he performs the action.
We're mad as hell and we're not
going
going to take it anymore.
Knowing
Right.
the consequences and keeping them in mind and
Uh-huh.
believing that they are good.
I'm plowing through
Every
this
man did that which
Elliot
was right
Ness.
in his own eyes.
I gotta watch it. You better watch it.
I want America healed.
I like. I know that they're trying to contrast this, but like
Country in the world.
showing the
Charles Manson.
ugliest,
What's he doing up
loneliest
there?
people in the world. Yeah, that does look very handsome.
Growing up
But
in
showing the
America
ugliest,
that is
loneliest
more,
people in the world, and then showing like
replete with
attractive
inadequacies in the
hippies,
area of sex
is
education.
like that's the.
This was
I don't
true when I
know
was
if that's
growing up,
really an
and I
equal
believe it's
message.
true
Well,
today.
you have
In
to
many of the
remember,
complaints
though,
that young
that
people,
this was
present
produced in
to
like the
us,
very late 60s,
about what is
and
wrong with
so
America,
like
what is hypocritical
there were
about America,
two
what is
very different
authoritarian
Americas at
about
that point.
America, what is
That's
badly
true.
And
thought
so
out,
Oh,
what
and
is
I-
the
analyzed.
conservative people
The
see the
area of sex
hippies and think
education,
they look bad because they're not,
That's true.
you know,
A two-day
clean shaven
convention
and
of
whatever, right?
teachers of sex education is open
Certainly
by
in
Dr.
today's
Hector,
eyes, the
president of
conservatives
New
in
York
this thing look
University.
like a bunch of dopes, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The featured confrontation, a debate
But I mean,
between
these
Gordon
guys all
Drake
have
and Edgar Baker of the Institute of
sideburns,
American
too.
Democracy.
That's true.
Which is
A self-styled
funny to me,
watchdog
like-
of the extreme right. And
Wait,
left.
20 years
Sex
ago, these guys were
education
wearing leather coats and
It's simply a
riding
part of an
motorcycles
overall
and
Absolutely.
pattern involving
getting laid.
The Christian
Control
Crusade for
of the school
Christ on the
board.
motorcycle.
by persons who share the general viewpoint of the proprietors
And
of the
I am a
ideology.
complete dork.
And it is
You
a
know,
vast ideology.
just as a review
attack on
for this
public school sex
the
education
the
is
3
almost
R's
word
thing.
for
Yes.
word.
I would recommend another
The attack
3R
on
movie,
fluoridation
RRR,
is the
which is an Indian film.
Arr, matey.
You can watch on
behind the
Netflix.
attack on the
You can watch on
National Council of
Netflix right
Churches.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
It's a remake. It's a remake of this.
You could call
it's a very subtle.
skunk, a polecat, or
Very
a sachet kitty.
I thought that was a
That's
Pirates
they
movie.
call 'em, and I don't care
Arr.
what they call the National Council of Churches.
Well,
It's the
you'd
same
think
old
so, but a
stinking
pirate's first love is the
socialistic
sea.
outfit.
But communism
Oh.
is a threat. Obviously, we're spending our substance.
Obviously, there's
financially
communists
and
everywhere. They're all
physically
having
on
sex.
fighting communism, so we're going to have to.
And
figure
I'm
out
not.
something.
Oops.
It would work right into.
This is, by the way, that guy. That's Ted Cruz's father. That's gotta be.
No, I thought he
And
killed.
seeing him,
I thought he killed JFK.
I was just about to say, seeing him, I agree with Donald Trump that he killed JFK.
Yeah, sure. If little Jody asks
Uh,
a question, we answer.
This is my boy Teddy.
We don't over-answer it.
Mister,
We
I
answer
told you not to
specific
touch me
questions.
there.
Then if it isn't.
Teddy, what are you gonna do if a hurricane
answer
hits
the
the
next
state you're in
question
charge
you
of?
Right?
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah,
Good job, Teddy.
that's right. How's your tequila?
We're all teachers of sex education.
It's really like this
can you
mixer
think of
is
things
way
that
better
happened
than
in
I
your-
thought it
in your
would.
All right,
classroom
all right.
experience where
Yeah,
you went
I'm
wrong?
almost through this first
No,
one,
where
and
you
I'm
really weren't ready to
you know,
answer.
we got a ways
As
to
a
go.
kid asked me,
We have an
how
hour
do you
left,
know when
Jesse.
you're
You
gonna
might
have an
want to.
ejaculation? How do you know when you're going to
I
have
might
it?
want to pace this.
And I wasn't thrown, but I hesitated.
Sorry,
for a
I got
while.
water to back me up.
All right, all
When
right.
you're about to ejaculate.
How do you know when you're about to ejaculate?
Well, the hooker takes your money.
Good question.
You know when you're about to ejaculate because little by little.
The popcorn's ready.
Builds up. I've heard Dr. Masters.
Dr. Masters and
Research
Dr. Bate.
on human sexual intercourse, human sexual response described this. A man's feeling gets higher and higher and higher until at a certain point he just knows.
He says,
It's like a
bazinga.
sneeze. It's nearer a sneeze than anything else. You know when you're going to
Yeah,
sneeze, don't you?
I hate to correct this guy, but he doesn't always know.
You know
That's
you know
true.
what happens, you're going to sneeze.
I think that's fair.
All right? Yeah.
What if you're really drunk? I don't think you would. I don't know.
It's a kind of feeling that grows
I mean,
that builds up to the point where finally.
I don't want to tell tales out of school, but you know,
And a woman
I've had those moments where, like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Well then.
Yeah.
Well, well.
But
where she finally is going to have it, and she knows it.
This is the sort of thing that I really love, where a teachable
I
moment
love it
turns
when
out
old
to be
guys tell me
one where
about
I'm the one that's
ejaculating.
taught, and
I
the
love
kids.
it.
And I think we've got to face today that 9th graders and 10th graders and certainly 11th and 12th graders know a lot more about a lot of these things than we do.
They know everything about backdoor.
They're so full of wonder about their own
How
physiological
much tequila would it take for this
changes,
lady on the left here?
Their feeling
Jesse?
of being awkward and not knowing quite what this
Or
is
this
all
lady
about.
here talking.
I don't know.
It
Is it,
changes so dramatically from one day to the next.
you know,
I mean, if you had
so
to
that
pull
it
the
really
trigger.
does, I
listen,
think,
here's the thing. She looks like she just she needs a cuddle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm willing
And
to
LOVE
just
is
give a cuddle when
WORK.
a cuddle's needed.
So you can't take it on as a recreation.
She looks like she'd break
it's
it
an
off.
obligation.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
They love.
You probably don't want to mess with that.
What is that?
I also want to point out, and
Tremendous
this is
question,
maybe an observation
Loving each other.
that
I mean, if you
might tell a
wanna
little
have
bit
the
too much about me,
experience,
but
and
all these
you take
conservative women have very
precautions.
small mouths.
I mean, I know you
And
can still
that-
have a mental. I mean, it's not all body.
That's a red
when you
flag
do it.
for me.
You
I don't
can
know.
still have something.
Now, this
mentally
guy- this is a
that,
13-year-old
you know,
know-it-all
we don't
here.
have to love each other to have sexual intercourse. I mean,
That's right.
so
a little weirded out
if
by
you-
this kid,
if you want the
like,
experience and
with
you
all
take
this
the
experience.
precautions, you can still get a great mental feeling besides, even though you don't love each other. You can have a great
Yeah,
feeling
see?
while you're doing
You don't
it
even have to
with
like
the
each
love.
other.
This guy sounds like he's
You know,
30. Like, how does he know
without
this being
without
13 or whatever?
Love going on.
In fact, sometimes sex is
love
great
is
if you just hate each
There's
other.
olive oil.
Respect for a girl's feelings or a girl respects a boy's
Oh,
feelings.
Papa.
It's the beaver. Look, it's Jerry Mathers.
If you get along well together and you can talk
I look
and
just
you
like
can,
him.
share experiences mentally
Use your
and
inside voice, Tommy.
physically and if you can share, I think that's the most important part of loving.
I'll tell you this though. 10 years after this, Tommy
Oscar
is into hate
Anderson.
fucking.
Yeah. Oh,
Born
absolutely.
in
Yeah.
Ottumwa, Iowa. Lived in
With his-
Cedar Rapids
with his
53
cellmate.
years. John C. Boothman,
Woo!
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah, I bet that was pretty good.
President of Cedar Rapids since
That's good.
1951.
This is Irma Lowe.
Cedar Rapids. Look at this
And a long
booming
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
metropolis.
That's the red light district
You
right
know,
there.
it seems to me that the youth now will welcome some situations that we as individuals couldn't possibly tolerate.
We as individuals and not corporations.
Like sharing our bath towels.
Oh
Why
my
should we
God.
share our bodies. It seems ridiculous to me.
Oh my God. So she's never
Because
gotten
we
laid
live
her
in
whole
Europe.
life?
It should
Okay.
be the most vital, intimate,
I believe that.
and
Yeah.
powerful bond.
Powerful.
And it isn't anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I
Great,
remember
thanks.
down at the World's Fair in St. Louis.
Worst dildo ever.
I was probably
Is he holding a
19,
place in a
20.
book? What is happening?
No, that's
with
a
this
dildo.
And there was these
Oh.
women begging you to come in.
It's not even sanded. They just
I had a
cram it in there.
feeling that
No, that
was
looks.
wrong.
That's an exact duplicate of his
And
penis.
I
Yeah,
felt
that's the
passionate
Well,
original.
all
as
right.
I could.
Like it's all.
Squared off right at the
That's
top.
absolutely
Wow.
God's truth.
I'll see a doctor about
And
that.
there was something about my Christian training.
Doctor, my dick's a 2x4.
Didn't let
Is that a
passion or
problem?
anything else overcome my feeling
Overcome. I
that
heard
it
it.
wasn't right.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Great. Now I'm
There are a lot
dead.
of things
Thanks.
done in the dark, hidden,
Yeah,
you know.
this is what
Former
sex leads
days,
to.
they never
Death.
came to
Death.
light. The scripture
I mean,
said that
they can.
will be revealed.
I just want to point something out.
I don't know what's
If
whether it was
if
better
your
that way or
conclusion
not.
is
I
this part of the human
I think it
experience
wasn't.
can lead to
The
death,
old days just weren't
you're
that good.
right.
I think that the
'Cause
world's getting better and better. in spite of
Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah.
Let
Like,
me show you something.
whatever.
You know what that is?
Sex leads to death. Oh, sure.
This is a kitten. You know what
This
happened
is a
to this
kitten in a jar. Ugh.
That, what the hell?
Yes, I want to tell you what to
Can
look
we
at
pet
first,
it?
but there's a lot of things to see in there.
No.
No.
What is all this here? Remember what we talked about?
What
the
is-
afterbirth?
What on earth are they looking at?
This is the afterbirth, they call it. And that sack was
This
full
is-
of water. Yes, you can see through it.
Oh
And so
my
when the
God,
kitten was
it's
inside
gross.
its mother, it was floating in a sack full of water.
These children are gonna have nightmares, man.
They go home to their kitty and be like,
You know why it was
no.
floating in water? So it wouldn't die. If something bumped
This
the
is
mother,
boring.
that would
This
sort
is
of be-
like one of these kids is gonna go leave and go right it.
That's
Yeah.
Like you'll float too.
Remember
Yeah.
you talked about the tube?
We all float down
One
here.
end of the tube is the placenta, and the other end of the tube is the belly button.
Yay, we did it. All right, next.
Who has asked the youngsters of this community whether they
Yeah, that kid's about to cry.
I have to meet a
I don't blame
teenager yet. I have to meet him yet, who has told me we don't want that in the schools.
Uh-huh.
Let's
Sit
talk
down,
to
up,
teenagers
it's-
and find out what they want.
Oh, this is the Dr. Ruth guy again. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Here is a survey
I
of
really
questions.
fell
Now,
into
these are
that German
average
right
kids
there. I
of
just
a
went,
big
ja.
town. This is a cooperative study between
Ja,
Kansas
ut-
City Social
it
Health
is-
Society, University of Missouri, Kansas City School District.
Oh, this is when he starts
workshops
reading
on
these
sex
questions
education.
from
Now,
kids.
listen
This
to
is
these
funny.
Things that these are some of the most frequently asked questions by a group
FAQ.
of 103 some odd students concerning sex problems.
The
Just
first
listen to
version
this,
of the
and maybe this
FAQ.
may be an eye-opener to you, what kids
Apparently.
do want to know and what they do not know.
An eye-opener
Number one,
or
is
a
it
pants
okay
opener?
for a girl to sex, she says,
Uh-huh.
at least once or twice before marriage?
Sure. Yes.
Number two, can you get pregnant any other way than by human relations?
Like from
Should
your
you really
dog.
trust a boy? If your brother wants to practice sex, should you let him? What makes parents want you to leave the house?
I would say
Or
no,
No.
no to that
when
one.
you come home pregnant? Should you
Yes.
have intercourse
I didn't hear
with
the
a boy
question.
on
Yes.
the first night you go out with him? If not, on what night? Those are
Tuesday.
Questions that teenagers in this modern society are asking.
Yeah.
Do men marry for sex?
Yes.
Right. Nobody gets
Nor
pregnant
was
on a
that
Tuesday.
an isolated, atypical study. The Connecticut State
Tell
Board of
your
Education,
friends, kids.
in a survey of 5,000 students from kindergarten through 12th grade, found that questions about sex
They all
predominate.
responded boner.
Teach us what we want to know.
Oh, okay, good. Don't teach us what we don't want to know.
Like, I wasn't told anything about contraceptives, except, like some people took birth control pills to
But they are
regulate their
immoral.
hormones, Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such thing as I didn't know what vaginal foam was. I still don't.
Because of religious opposition, specific contraceptive information is excluded from public school sex education.
She looks like one of those conservative ladies.
But at the University of
She
Iowa,
does.
Uh-oh,
these
long
women, demanding fuller information
overdue.
at college
Overdue.
level,
Oh,
cannot
she's getting ready to
isolate
pop.
birth control
Information.
from
Oh,
recollection
hey.
of their own needs
Because
to
it's
know.
about contraception, but she's already pregnant.
It's coming out of her area.
Just wild. So,
All right.
yes, I think I did. I learned.
Yeah,
the
this
hard
chick is
way,
hot.
You might
All
say.
right.
From experience, I learned. I know how I won't bring.
She probably knows how to throw down, don't you think?
I mean,
I think
you
I
know,
bring,
I
like,
listen.
two
I
up and,
I just want to have a conversation with her.
Where sex will be
Have a
something
drink.
that is
Yeah.
everyday,
Pants
because it
might
is.
come unzipped.
It
It's
doesn't
okay.
come
It's
out at
cool.
night.
Yeah, like hey, listen, you know.
It's only necessary.
Well, I already finished my Elliot Ness here, so I'm on to the Kraken here pretty soon.
Ooh.
I'm
Well,
gonna
this
wait.
Kraken-
I'm gonna wait until after the commercial break, though.
My mother
Okay.
threw a book at me about menstruation.
Threw the book at her.
They always, had a good
Welcome,
attitude
Dano.
about their own sexuality. So I
You know what
think
that's
that was
from?
important.
Oh yeah, that's Hawaii Five-0.
Yes.
Classic.
That was, I believe, on the air when this came out.
I believe it. I mean, that was on the air forever,
Yeah.
so
That's the same attitude
it likely
I had.
was.
I bet she watched it.
Fifth grade.
girlfriend of
with
mine ran
with
over
Jack
and said,
Lord.
"I read it on the
Yes,
back of the
who
baby
was
camel."
almost on Star Trek.
Of course, I didn't believe it. And then when
He was almost on
when
Star
I
Trek,
see
and he was
a
the
young
original
couple
Felix Leitner
walking with the baby, you
from
know,
the James Bond
Oh,
series.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
1968 to 1980. Holy shit! I didn't realize it
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
long. So
man.
definitely when this came out for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she told me what it meant. And I
Yeah,
said,
Jack Lord was the first choice for James Kirk, and he didn't want it.
Didn't want it. Yep.
And then we had our movies.
Because that was before Hawaii Five-0.
Mom, it's true. That's what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. And she said,
Like the
well,
That would have been
you know,
65,
it's
66.
weird, but that's how it goes. And I was really upset. And I
Well,
had
we're
a lot
really
of
into this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I had no idea that there was such a thing as sex, and I don't think.
Wait, you can tell that we're two old guys
that they were
who are
just-
married
they were
because two young girls start talking about sex and we're like, how can we distract ourselves from that?
The Germanic experience is when you come
A
to
Germanic
the
experience?
realization that there is sex. I mean, you know,
Who's
you start
talking? Oh,
having
there
a
she is.
sex
All right.
drive, but
Yeah.
you have no information about it. You know,
You don't
may
even know
think
what it
it's-
is.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't need any information.
abnormal or something.
And since
Just get
every
down
time
on all
you asked a
fours
question
and,
about it, you were taught
Wow.
that, you know, it was sort of hush-hush, then you sort of get the idea that it's something dirty and
I mean-
vulgar and you shouldn't even talk about it.
Well, you wanted us to
Then you
steer
sort
back
of,
into the
you know, you
filth,
can
so
develop a
I'm going
guilt
for it.
complex or something.
Yeah, I know, I said it.
The boys had a
Right into the
I'm,
ditch. Right into
and
the
the girls
ditch.
had a separate movie, and your parents could come. You know, so your mother's sitting right there next to you.
I'm not opposed to things that are dirty and vulgar.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
I think
this
that's
video
okay.
is marked not for kids, so we might as well just go for the
showed,
filth.
you know, drawings, just flat drawings of, you know, human
Definitely not.
beings.
Are any of your
They
videos
look
marked for
human
kids?
beings.
No, absolutely not.
There's a lot of
No.
imagination involved. And,
No, it's like the
then
it's like the
we got
default
out,
setting
the
for
boys
my
got out,
videos.
and all of a sudden the
Yeah.
girls got together. What was your movie?
Ooh, the boys and the girls got together. Oh.
And, you know, they made just a big joke out of the whole thing, and everyone got kind of embarrassed. And it was,
The joke is in your
it was great.
pants.
It was poor
See-
rejection for some kids.
That's the thing. That's like, how do you communicate with the next generation if if you're gonna talk down to them?
Yeah.
I think that
That's what I say.
the norm has always been,
That's right. You need another tequila.
sexual permissiveness with
I
affection,
do.
and I think probably my parents.
I'm
have
pouring it
followed
now.
that.
All right, good.
No, I'm gonna do what you do. I'm gonna wait till after the commercial break.
All right.
But I think
That's fair.
my
There's
mother,
there's a part 2 to
when
this.
explaining sex to me,
Wow.
would probably
Yeah.
say, oh no,
We're not
she
even at the end of part
married.
1.
I know my parents, whenever I did ask about anything, you know, they
They
try
slap
and
my
tell me,
mouth.
You know, and they'd be fairly
Slap me
matter
silly.
of fact about it. But
Yeah.
that was as far as pure science went. But they didn't say anything
Science.
about the emotions,
Da-da-da-da.
which is
Science.
to me the bigger part of your sex life is your
She blinded me
emotional
with
well-being.
science.
And you know that's something.
I feel like
that your parents,
they
you
they
know,
probably shot
say
2 bits for this. They shot
that's
one
the
with
most hush-hush part of it,
young,
you know.
attractive women talking about
everything
sex,
else is,
and one with
you know,
young,
kind of-
attractive men
I guess
talking
they
about
feel
sex.
it's rather
But the young, attractive
animalistic
men couldn't
to
stop
tell you
giggling
about,
and
you know,
making like bad jokes like we are.
It's natural to
And
have
so
a sex
they
drive and once in a while.
Oh
to
no,
have
there's
somebody
they
that
interview
works
like
and
a class full of
and,
kids
you know,
later. No, there's definitely dudes.
Oh,
in
do
there.
they? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
as something like
Talking about VD
nice
and stuff,
girls
it's pretty
don't think
exciting.
About things like
Interesting.
That. Nice
Yes.
girls don't.
Again, these
never,
like 13, 15-year-olds talking about
want
VD.
to
It's
have,
like,
intercourse or
okay.
anything, and you just, you know, like you get this
I mean,
view from your
listen,
parents, and it's really bad.
I'm glad they know. You know.
All right, the end of part 1.
End of part 1.
The bitter end.
The life of the party, that's who.
Remember these ads? Speaking of bestiality, hey.
Yeah, this is
Of course, the Spuds McKenzie was actually a female dog.
Yep.
These girls would have been very disappointed.
But you're an animal.
Well, that's true, ma'am. I
What?
am.
What? I remember those, man. Like, what?
Mother and her 5-year-old son.
At the University of Minnesota, a role-playing exercise for potential
they're playing D&D.
teachers of sex education.
Oh, yes. Great.
Oh,
Actually, they're probably playing Fatal.
where is the baby
Oh,
growing?
no.
Speaking of that, I'm
There's
going
a baby growing
to release
in
the
your
Kraken.
tummy? Where,
Oh, there we
where's
go.
the baby get in your tummy?
You ever heard of Fatal?
Back and correct the mistake I made then, you know, 'cause
Oh,
it's
I've heard
down
of
in my
Fatal.
Tummy is
It's
food.
the
baby has to have its own place to grow.
I don't.
You know,
Where does
so
the
that-
baby grow?
That was
it's in
a.
I mean, it's
special
mostly a
place,
joke game, but it may actually
that
exist.
is
I don't know.
just
I've never
where
seen
babies
it, but
Where?
But
It
below
does
the tongue.
actually exist because
Right here.
somebody told me about
Is the
it,
baby
but all
in
they
there?
told me is it's the worst. It's like the most offensive game ever made.
Yeah.
And I had to look it up, and after I did, I wish I hadn't.
There's an epic review of it on RPG.net.
How did it get there?
Yeah.
That is hard
the
for me
the
to
crew
talk
at
about, I guess. But I'll try if you really want to know.
System Mastery
the
podcast
boy down the
does a
block
review
said
of it.
that his
All right,
little
after we're
brother
done
came
watching this,
with
you
a
can go over and
stork,
watch that.
But I don't believe that. That isn't.
Go over and
a
check it
stork?
out, yes.
No, wouldn't have
Go
put
check it
the
out.
You wonder what
there.
the hell we're talking about. You can Google Fatal
Will it
and
get
you'll
bigger?
find out what it is.
And don't Google Fatal. Find one of these reviews. Yeah,
Come out?
don't like.
Aren't you well?
Just avoid it if at all possible.
I was there.
That's along the lines of like the people that tried
did I get
to
out?
Well, the same way all
relaunch
babies get
TSR.
out,
Oh, yeah.
ready to come out. Why,
Yeah.
No one knows what we're talking about.
But it gets big when
No.
you have to let the baby
No.
out.
These
let's
people
just say
mentioned
that-
role playing, so now we're into
Maybe the stork did bring
Yeah.
the baby.
Now we're down that road. Let's just say this for the audience. The people we're talking about are the kind of people that use terms like woke liberal and
Yes,
that kind of thing.
absolutely, yeah.
I was in 8th grade. The very great.
That's a handsome woman right there.
And one day,
He's got a regular tie on.
He's got, yeah.
physical education teacher.
He only wears the bow
and he
tie
came
when
in
he's teaching.
Especially to the boys.
That's
and
true.
He said, "Now I know that
All
some
right,
of
whip
you've
him
been
out.
Doing certain things.
Certain
I now know he
things,
was
Jesse.
talking about masturbation, but I didn't know it then. I wasn't old enough. I was retarded or something. Anyway.
Like, do they
and
not
he
know
said,
he's a sex
"No,
education teacher?
Don't
Like,
do it."
Yeah.
Maybe they
Then
don't
he
know.
said, "I'll tell you something, boys. If you have an erection, just get a washcloth.
What about an
and,
erector set?
Make it nice and cold with cold
That'll
water
work
and
too.
wrap it around your penis.
Is that what
and
that's
it'll go
for?
Away. And then he left. Now that's
See, I wouldn't want to be a.
sex education.
You think these people are smoking dope?
Somebody should have gotten a washed up.
I hope they are.
You hope they did.
Okay.
Oh, you're hilarious, Doug. Or whatever his name is, I don't know.
All right. So there's the next ingredient, and that is humor, and that's we talked about.
Yeah,
feeling
stop it with your
comfortable
potty
in yourself
mouth.
and a degree of maturity as a teacher, but you certainly have to have a sense of humor and be able
A
to
sense
laugh
of
at
humor.
things the times that you know.
Yuma,
fumbled the
Yuma,
ball.
Arizona.
When I was first out of college, I can remember at least through
I
my
remember
first
getting down
year
on all
of
fours.
teaching kindergarten,
Ah.
going through yes,
put a
the
saddle on
guinea
me.
pigs are getting married today. Well, I had to gain confidence myself and realize how ridiculous this sounded. So
She had
that
to gain
could
confidence so
actually
she could
say
be the
they
maid of
were
honor.
Copulating, they were mating, and
Right.
then go on to discuss it. And this doesn't throw the children in the least. They're able to
Doesn't throw 'em off a
absorb
horse.
some of what you're saying.
No.
But they're able to absorb a tremendous amount of the spirit in which you say it. It's your attitude.
I'll drink to that.
As I was very puritanically brought up and horribly
I can believe that.
unused to talking about any of these things at all.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I felt, as a mother and as a teacher and everything, that
This looks
your
like
attitude
Norman
about it
Bates
is so
dressed up
terribly
as his
important
mom.
that I just tried
A
anyway.
little bit.
Let's say the familiar four-letter word that stands for intercourse would come up pretty regularly in the class, written on the board.
F-U-C-K, tell her that I love her.
And I would notice the way other teachers would handle this.
You ever heard that?
Entirely handled.
No, but it's great.
As a bad word.
Used to be one of the ways
must not
kids
say
would
this
sneak
word,
in that
this is
word,
bad,
without
et
getting in
cetera, et
trouble.
And it came to me
F-U-C-K,
that if that
that's
had
great.
happened
Yeah.
to me,
I don't know how I've never heard
do
that,
would
but
have been to find out whether
I
that
do-
little
I do
child
kinda
really
love it.
knew what
No,
that
feel
word
free to
meant.
reuse it. It's fine.
And I'm sure that they knew what it
it'll
meant
get
in
reused.
a fairly
Absolutely.
unpleasant connotation. They're
Jesse's next book,
terribly
F-U-C-K,
confused.
...
And sex becomes an extremely cheap.
that's going to be the name of my
thing
my
that you
comedy
drive
special when I do
underground,
stand
you
up.
know.
Yes,
It's not
do it.
something
Do
that-
it.
Yeah.
That has any real meaning, and it
F-U-C-K.
needed, I
Yes.
felt, to be
Beautiful.
placed in the right.
That is actually a really good
perspective.
name
I
for a
mean, they
comedy.
should understand that the
Like a
relationship,
podcast or
let's
something,
say,
yeah.
of love and
Yeah.
sex.
We even had an instance of that.
That guy
come
looks
up
like
in
Mr. Belding.
middle 6th grade, where we were reading something by a
We'll see if
Rasmus,
we see him again. See if he
the
looks like
word
Mr. Belding.
Pox was in it. And there was
Oh,
a
he did. It
footnote
definitely
that
had a-
explained this meant
Yeah.
syphilis, but it was
A Belding type.
pox was
I've got
put
the
in
pox.
the context of
somebody arguing over.
Speaking of that, last week's episode, or when the week before that, no, it was last week. We did
And I said,
Swing It Sailor, but we had a short about syphilis before that.
Chickenpox.
Ooh.
That's pretty sweet.
No.
Syphilis.
And then, of course, all the jokes in the actual movie were about syphilis, even though the movie had nothing to do with syphilis.
I mean, you know, your preamble.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
Especially when the movie's not really giving you any material, you just kind of lean on whatever, you know, whatever you got.
And then I explained what
Also, you know, syphilis is kind of funny.
their conclusion was, oh, it's
I mean,
terrible.
not if you have
We
it.
saw this
I assume
film on
She's
it
got syphilis.
about VD and gonorrhea.
Now, what do you think, Jesse?
And, I think it's very important to know about it.
I shouldn't tell her that I think it's funny.
Here's another
in your
expert.
situations, as we said before, it's important to feel the way they know
Are we
about
sure
the
this
other
isn't the
person's
same kid?
feelings. And if
No,
you
it's
know
not,
it's gonna
but
hurt somebody,
he's not a smartass that
I
thinks he
don't
knows
think
everything
many
about
people wanna
sex.
do it.
Yeah.
And I liked.
Look at the guy in the background
film.
laughing at him.
I mean, it was sort of weird, but at least we found
Yeah.
out about it.
Well, I sort of thought the music was giving the movie's opinion of syphilis and gonorrhea, and I thought it was sort of dumb because it was sort of
Gonorrhea gets a
giving
bad
you
rap.
The movie's opinion that you didn't want to have. Well, I think the music was helpful.
Wait,
I mean,
is she
I
saying that we should have a?
I think that
There's a good opinion about syphilis and gonorrhea.
Yes.
Like, is she arguing for syphilis and gonorrhea?
It's not a great drawing of the Earth here.
No.
Is still with us today.
Ooh, it's really? No shit. A Clear and Present Danger by Tom Clancy.
Venereal.
Is that what that book was about?
Starring venereal disease.
Jack Ryan in venereal disease.
the most important thing that we discussed because
I haven't read that book. Maybe it's about VD. I don't know.
Such a thing as gonorrhea and syphilis.
You know, I had Red October once. It wasn't great.
And not about VD.
After the film, I mean,
Nah.
sort of,
Well,
everybody was
that's
sort of saying, "Oh, I better not touch it."
my
or something. But then
implication
when we thought about
was-
it, when it sunk in,
I've only seen the movie.
it was really
They
the
didn't
most
mention it at all in the movie.
Venereal disease
No.
in the United States has reappeared.
Yeah,
in
you don't want to
epidemic
know what Red
proportions.
October is. It's
Statistically,
Oh, is it like
a
that time of the
teenager
month?
contracts venereal disease every 2 minutes. It has been reported in children as
that
young
time
as
of the
5.
month, but men get it.
Ignorance
Oh,
is one of its
interesting.
major allies.
Can you
By
put
the
your
way,
tongue back in
a
your
great
mouth,
many
Tommy, or
teenagers,
whatever your name
this
is?
has been shown in a lot of surveys. When they have sexual intercourse,
Yeah.
they quite
give it a
commonly
10.
don't plan to have sexual intercourse. They
Oh.
suddenly find themselves swept up in a great
Oops, it just happened.
feeling of passion. And they
Well, one of
feel
them
it's
planned on
almost
it, most
immoral
likely.
to plan for it. You know, to go out and
Right?
buy the pill and take the pill for 20 days.
Well,
or go to the
hey,
drugstore and
listen.
get a condom and have it all ready.
There was a plan to be
It
had.
seems
Let's
like
say,
kind
just
of,
say that.
I'd be willing to bet that at least one person
unloving
involved planned
kind
for
of
that to
behavior. You're
happen.
supposed to be swept up in the passion, then it makes it all right.
I
A lot
can't
of
help but
teenagers
notice
think.
that I haven't heard a lot of
Because it means pregnancy.
like R's,
An
like
awful
R
lot of
words
teenagers have
referencing
their
this.
first sex
There's
on a
Like
basis
they're
of
like the
planning
three.
at all.
There's
They just
syphilis.
get away, and somehow they think, well,
Syphilis.
the Lord
And Rana Rita?
my
Rana
parents
Rita.
took over and somehow
I think you
went
can
out
get that
and
at the
told
local
myself,
Mexican
therefore it
place.
was all right.
I feel like that's if you have sex
question mark,
education
is it?
taught by Scooby Doo.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Well, there are two
Ruh-roh,
teenagers in
Reggie.
school, and also
You've got
a youngster in
riffles.
school. Needless to say, I'm very concerned with this. Now, I had one daughter with
Oi,
one
gee,
device
Scoob.
already. My niece also had a
I
daughter
should have
with
worn a
one
condom.
viewed this movie that has been shown for quite some time.
kind of thought, well, is something wrong with me?
It was called Down on the Waterfront. It was filthy.
That's right.
Or On the Waterfront, I guess.
On the waterfront, yeah.
Girl
Growing
to
up,
Woman.
Girl to woman.
The Jesse Edmund story.
This opening
Yeah,
is the
that's right.
urethra.
I could have been somebody. I could have been a
From the
contender.
urinary bladder.
Now I'm just a
Although
woman.
it has its outlet here, it's
Instead
not
of
part
a
of the
bum
reproductive
down here in
system.
Palookaville.
Now I'm womany.
The vagina is the canal that leads to the actual organs of reproduction.
Okay.
These organs are the uterus or womb,
If you insist.
the fallopian tubes, and the ovaries.
From the planet Fallopia.
Planet Fallopia. Welcome to
Under the influence
Fallopia.
of the
This is
hormones,
the alien spawn that comes
all
out.
of the inner organs
That's
have been
right.
developing along with breasts and hips.
Oh, my
Getting
breasts.
ready.
I'm
Dr.
all for those.
You're in favor?
Well,
Well, some of the reports is
that's the bit I like.
reliable sources. Some of it was
We are,
filthy,
I
at
mean,
least as
really,
far as I'm
if you
concerned.
really think about it, we are just disgusting.
Oh, the two of us?
I noticed that Rachel and Chris
No, humans.
Oh, okay.
Can
Are you
you tell
commenting
what
on our
sex they are?
I don't know. We can
narration
try.
here?
Let me have a look.
You're disparaging our commentary?
I think that we have been very gentlemanly.
Oh, absolutely. No question. Despite all the tequila and rum that were...
Do you see that sticking out?
Those guinea pigs are hilarious.
Shows that that's
Don't remove the dignity of the guinea pig.
Yeah, I was gonna say. See that sticking out? And guinea pig's like, hey, you know, it's cold in here.
Shrinkage.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
I was in the sauna earlier, and it was much bigger.
Yes, yes. The guinea pigs don't need to worry about that. They're all small, so.
I'd like to say that it is a parent's right.
That woman's
to
boobs
teach
coming
a
out. Look
child.
at that.
Many have said, well, all they learn's in the alley.
That lady was...
No, those are Republicans.
She was wearing a very low-cut dress for that sort of occasion.
What do you think?
Oh.
You missed it, Jesse.
Family life, or
I missed it.
what they want to call it.
You know,
sex
there's a sense of
education.
loss
Schools,
when I'm told
or
I
in the
missed
grade
boobs.
schools, there'll be in the high
FOMO.
schools next year.
Or
Yeah,
FOMO.
yeah.
Will
Fear of
affect
missing boobs.
or a Bible
Right?
belief.
FOM.
I'm not rewinding it, Jesse. You just missed out. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What they
You know what? I have the internet.
That's true.
You're taught from the Bible, and they teach you something that's
You know, I hate to break it to you. People in the Bible had sex.
and they tell you that this is right. You accept this.
Like a lot. Because they
give me a
kept,
period of time.
They kept begetting and knowing each other and stuff, and that's all euphemism for you know what.
And if it
That's right. Well, here's the thing. Give me a point in time in human history, and I'll tell you what. People are having sex.
Right. Until you're up to
Yeah,
high
because
school, that you're maybe
we
gonna
still
start
have
to
humans.
doubt.
Right.
I mean,
It's like
just
the whole
be a-
fucking idea.
You tell him,
totally
Jesse.
bad effect. You should. I think
Yeah.
you should believe what
I don't
the
think this
Bible
guy's
has to
getting
say.
any. What do you think?
If anything else contradicts it, then that's wrong. Instead of
He's not getting what he wants. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
This guy's looking at this guy going, you know, I'd like to have sex, but
I mean,
not with her.
Even his hand turns him down.
About the sex education coming in school and you were Christian, I think it'd scare you at first at what the teacher was saying.
That guy though does not turn him down.
And then gradually
No.
get used to it, and then of course you'd go home
And I
and
say
tell
good
your
for them.
parents
Well,
about it.
I think a lot of these conservative
You know, I
guys are
suppose
closet
your parents would
cases
have something
anyway.
to say, but then by that time, it'd be
I
no
think
use
that
fighting
there's
it because
definitely
it'd be already
something-
in and set.
I mean, I think of like,
my parents are against it,
and just getting a little
and I know a
serious
little bit
here.
about it.
I think that of
And if
conservative
I
people
were
I
a
know
fifth or
that
sixth grader,
later
whether
came
as
out of the
Christian
closet,
or not, I'd stand up
and there's a lot.
and speak my
Yeah.
piece, and it wouldn't
I don't
do-
want to get too
do me any
political here,
good.
but yes, I agree. I
You'd
think
probably
that
just get
there's
sent home or something.
a certain amount of denial that's going on, right? And they
Yeah.
hate themselves
The way-
because
the
of
way
it,
it's
right?
going
Like
now,
they
I
have
don't-
these feelings and they don't
I
like
don't
that
think
they
it's
have
gonna
them,
be
but they
stopped
still
very
have them,
easily.
right?
Probably
Yeah.
the kids
I
would
mean,
want
like,
sex
hey, listen,
education because they're
let me
curious.
play both sides. I think
what
most
goes on
liberals are secretly conservative. So there we go.
Well, I think
It hurt your
that
pride
people
to
can
do
be
that.
conservative in certain
Hurt your
ways
friends.
and liberal in other ways.
If you really believe in
Well,
what you
yeah.
believe
It's
in, the Lord's going to provide
everything
a way
is
for
on
you
the
to have
spectrum
friends
there,
with,
right?
and He's not going to
Just
leave
like
you
her.
alone out there. And
She's
you're
she's
gonna
she's on the spectrum.
have many friends that some other people do that do believe
I
in all
mean-
this sex education. I mean, our parents know it. I mean,
I'm
and their
afraid to
parents
say the
explain
word
it, and they
penis.
have
Uh-oh, I
school,
just
so
said
why
it.
why should we have it?
Well, Jesse, we're just past the halfway point. Well, actually, we're about 10 minutes past the halfway point.
Yeah.
Pastor First Lutheran Church. This is a
Now,
thing
is it
of
really
God.
the first Lutheran church, or were there
This is
others?
a thing God has given us.
Here's the thing:
All around the
if
city,
Martin Luther wasn't there, it's
Youngsters
not the
have gotten
first.
all
What about Martin Luther
balled
King?
up somewhere, you know.
Hmm.
Was he
because
named after Martin
somebody
Luther, you think?
Just didn't lay it out
I believe he was.
and make it clear within proper confines
Uh-huh.
as to what this thing is all about.
This thing meaning plowing.
Why is sex, gotten dirty anyway, really? Anybody, Martha?
Well, I think it's just
Well,
because
we
it's
did
just
it on a
been,
filthy mattress.
pushed down and, you know, made fun of for so long.
Pushed down? What? She got pushed down?
Just taken as something really dirty, you know, for a long time. And that
why has sex gotten dirty? Well, because it's good that way.
Get out of the bed the hard way.
Because Joey didn't shower first.
Gutter and from the alley and stuff like that, instead of really learning it from where you should learn it.
Uh-huh.
You can't quite leave it up to
Learn it
parents,
from
'cause
him.
My parents have never said a single word.
Uh-huh.
Since,
Thanks, Howdy Doody.
I learned it kind of half and half. And
he was doing it with half and half? Oh, that's really messy.
On me one day, you know, this is it.
I mean,
he was using half and half as lubricant.
We've gotten along for millions of
uh,
years without
it's very sticky.
Courses in our schools.
I imagine.
Capable of telling us the basics, but I think what they're trying to get at in education courses in school is a little
One
more.
thing I don't understand about the
deeper,
camera work is like they won't keep the
more
camera on the person talking. They like show these
even
other
parents
people.
sometimes.
Yeah, they like cut away.
It's like why?
Are afraid to tell you the
Are they
facts
hoping
of
that she'll
life.
react like
they kind of spring
in
on
some
you
way?
all
You know.
of a sudden, sometimes.
I mean,
and
there's
this might
just
give you the feeling that
a weird edit to this whole
why have they
thing.
been keeping it from you for so long? Is it something wrong?
Why do
with
I
it?
have all these
And
pock
this
marks
is
on my
maybe your
face?
first doubt.
Man, talk about pizza face, Jesus.
You know, like my folks were both immigrants, never got
Yeah,
beyond
like he
sixth
was
grade,
told to
and
eat a
knew
pizza
about as
wrong.
much about sex
exactly.
education.
Don't rub it on your
You know,
face.
you know, it was all behind the
That's
bar
what she
kind of
said.
thing. That's the way it was. But they had some kind of a moral.
No, that's our
understanding
first.
about it.
That's
They
what
knew
she
darn
said in this
little,
whole episode, and
you know,
I think we should be
mechanically.
proud of that.
It really is.
But
I think
they were to teach.
that's
my
our
two brothers and
one.
myself something.
Oh no, I probably
I'm
won't
not
put
so sure they
the
did a very
last
good job
one.
either.
Okay.
I think
We'll
I
see.
would change it to life education.
We'll see how it goes.
Bugs me.
Life education.
Yeah, I think if.
Yeah,
like,
don't have sex
when
with
I
bugs.
think sex education, I think strictly of the reproductive part and.
Are you saying this
Think about
because
back
sex
door.
has a dirty connotation to it?
Yeah, and also
See?
I don't think sex is basically when I think of sex, I don't think of.
She's got her little
of,
Catholic schoolgirl outfit on.
Falling in love or
I
something.
mean,
That's our hang-up,
because
isn't it?
she's a Catholic schoolgirl.
And the skirt keeps coming up a little bit each time she talks.
Yeah.
Oh.
60 Center Point Road, pastor of the First Pentecostal Church. Again, the statement was made tonight, let's ask the teenagers. Where if it were in the parents' hands, the teenagers
Do
have
it.
no say about it. They do what their parents say to do.
That's
the way
Here's the
teenagers
pitchfork.
ought to be. They ought to be under the jurisdiction.
Yes, teenagers should have no say in their lives. Yay, we did it. Yay.
Yay.
Whoa, that's pretty freaky.
We have too many young people today that think they know how to rule the roost.
Yeah, Jesse.
And I see an element going on.
You and those young people.
There's out the rest
I've
of the
never
young
once
people out
tried.
of the
You know what? Actually,
stereotype
I did try to rule a
just
roost
what the
once, and I
system
successfully
wants them to be.
ruled the roost. I
So
got all the
they
fucking
can
chickens
tell their
back in.
parents when they
So,
grow up,
But you were in
"Don't
charge.
relate, Dad. I've
I
been
was.
taught
I
at school.
like.
You don't have
Yeah.
to tell me. I already know.
I already know you're a filthy
I've
pervert.
been reading about this all these days in the paper, and I've been wondering why 13 years of this study. You know, a doctor only studies maybe 12 years. We're going to turn out a lot of specialists, it seems to me.
Specialists.
Now, if you didn't get the board report, also we'll send you
So
one of
what
those,
they're
too.
debating
After the
at those,
first
that's
open
like the
hearing,
city hall
the
or
Board of Education spent a painstaking
It's like
3
town
months
hall. Yeah.
fully
they're
acquainting the
debating
community
putting
with
in
details
Cedar
and
Rapids
materials of the
a
program.
elementary
This
school
meeting
to
at
high
another
school
local
sex
high school,
education
for example,
program,
where Mrs. Deanne Byerly,
which is
who
way more than I
spearheaded
got. I mean, I
the
had like
again
a quarter
faces
of
the
it in high school.
unconvinced opposition.
A large, probably a total.
I feel.
almost
I'll be honest. I feel like I was
agree with
pretty
you.
lucky because we
Schools have a
had sex
responsibility
education
to do
from a
something.
pretty
Who
early
said they had
age.
the responsibility? Maybe
And
something being taught that shouldn't be taught.
I felt
There are
like I
many
was. I
values
knew
school teaches continually. The
what
value
was
of
going
law
on
and
because my
order.
parents didn't teach me anything.
Yeah.
Value of
'Cause
respect for other people. Honesty.
church.
These are all values.
Well,
But it's
so
a recurring
our
thing.
and I grew up
You
in California, by the way.
parents
So
are
unless
not
anyone
perfect,
thinks it's
so
something to
you
do with
can't teach
California,
them.
it's not.
Yeah.
I
It's the
had
same old
one
story of
quarter
we've
in
got a
high
martini
school.
glass in one
So
hand and a cigarette in the
you
other.
divide the year up into
We
4
can't
quarters, right?
go
So
our
in one
children.
quarter,
the goal
we
of
all took
education was
sex
to impart
education. So we took
knowledge,
driver's ed, sex
facts
ed,
to the children,
whatever,
rather
right? Like that
than-
was just part of that cycle that we all took.
But what good are facts?
Yeah.
But that was
You
it.
have no framework on which to handle them.
It sure as hell wasn't
Fact.
13 years ago like they're talking about
You're
here.
imparting values to them, aren't you?
Right.
That might be a bit much.
Very much
Is
so.
this is the goal of education?
Seeking an answer to the same question, Gordon Drake, unrelenting foe
Gordon
of sex
Jump.
education goes to Germantown Friends School.
Oh,
There he
God.
faces Eric Johnson's 8th graders.
Oh, they're gonna
the
duel.
products of years
Ooh.
of
This'll be
discussion
sweet.
of topics which in most schools
We duel
and
at
in many
dawn.
families
They should have a dick sword fight.
What do you think the purpose of
Yeah, as long as they
this
don't
school
film it.
was in having a unit on sex education?
I think
You're
the
right,
most
they should,
important
but I don't want to see
for
it.
me during this entire unit was to find out what other people
I don't know,
my
man. I
age
kind of
felt
want to see that one guy get embarrassed.
Well, yeah.
bothering me. I'm sure everybody goes through
Look at
this,
his unit.
where sometimes their parents will hand them a book and say, here, read it, ask me about it. And
Yeah,
I wasn't
sure.
satisfied at all with that.
The book
I
is
said,
Go
okay,
Ask
I've read
Alice.
it. Now I want to find out what kids my age
There's a lot of
think
sex in
about
that book.
it. And I thought that we had excellent discussions.
You ever read
because
that?
I heard what people my age
What is it?
Go
really
Ask
felt
Alice?
about things that were bugging me too.
No.
And it was
So that
good
was
to
a
know
book
things
that
were
they kind of
bugging
made
them
us read
also.
in high school, and
It
it
also
was
gave me a feeling that
supposed to be an
not- there aren't
autobiographical
just
about
boys,
some girl
not
that
just boys
got into
involved,
drugs and
sex,
sex
but
and,
also
and like
girls.
died because of
And
it.
we had learned
Jeez.
about the basic facts. We learned
I
about the
learned
basic
it.
facts, but not about our really inner feelings, which, well,
And I
don't
think
know
that,
inner feelings of a girl,
that
and so was
title
trying-
comes
was
from the
trying
White
to
Rabbit
get that
song.
out and, sort of communicate.
Oh yeah, for the
Yeah.
Go Ask Alice.
Right. Yeah.
Well, then, would you say that?
Huh.
Let's
Never
talk
mind.
about
I
the
lost
word
my train of
moral.
thought.
How would you define
That's
the
okay.
word moral?
I'm now thinking about that song.
Responsible. Anne Marie?
Is it more? Is it better than this?
You consider
Short?
is right and what isn't.
Well,
harmful
I
to
keep
you
getting
or the
distracted
other
from
person.
this.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's in your
Also,
own
William
mind.
Shatner was in the
Everybody has
Go
his
Ask
own
Alice
definition
film.
of moral.
So.
Oh, really? I didn't know
And
that. Okay.
Usually, what they think is
Well, that-
good or bad.
Maybe we could show it on here. I don't
what
think
they
so, but
is
maybe.
right.
No, probably not. I would imagine not. Oh, I do. I know where I heard of it
feel
now.
very guilty about
It was the author was Mormon.
Even if a child
Really?
would be
Okay.
It was
I
a
didn't know that.
hyper-conservative Mormon.
I didn't know
yeah.
I knew who the author was because it was like anonymous or whatever.
guilty for it.
It says the author is Beatrice
And then
Sparks.
again, both
No,
of them came
apparently
back
that
being
was
really
like
great about it
a whole fake thing.
having a great
Oh,
time
okay,
and a
okay.
great relationship, and when
Yeah,
it ends,
it's
and
it's an
that's
interesting
and they could both have very much fun with
an interesting take on that.
it and enjoy it very much and be
the
responsible and have their
I'll
own
point
moral.
this out so that it comes full circle for the listeners or viewers.
14 to 13.
The religion that
got
my
an
parents
awful lot of time
were
ahead.
part of, where they didn't
people-
want to tell me about sex at all,
He's thinking
was
he's gonna
Mormonism.
change his
So
mind.
all right.
Next week he may come up with another idea.
Cool.
I don't think he's
Raised
old enough,
Mormon.
Thank goodness.
Did
to
not-
solidify
did not take.
That idea, and I've got a
So what,
hunch
they got the
that,
the
when
sex
he
the
probably
sex
done
ed
with
guy
girl now,
and the
but
conservative
later
guy
on
in the
he'll
same
probably
room
change
with these
his mind.
kids,
Yeah.
and
Well,
they're
thank you
debating
so
it in
much.
front of these. Okay, interesting.
Bye-bye.
I mean, not that interesting, but
Well,
kind of interesting.
How did Dr. Drake impress you?
I feel like I'm being treated like an adult, which I really appreciate and like by everybody
love it.
my age and the teacher.
Hey.
And I felt like Mr.
Uh-huh.
Drake was saying to me, okay, go ahead and say Google. I'm going to listen.
Yeah, say goo-goo.
And I didn't think that was being at all fair.
What's with this guy's face?
He seems
Yeah.
like if he had to teach an 8th grade course, he would get to a point where he didn't disagree, where
He would
did
snap and
disagree
start
with
beating the
someone.
kids.
And he would not say you're
He
wrong.
would.
He would say you're too young. I mean, you'll change
You're
your
morally
mind.
wrong.
You're only growing in this. And
You're immoral,
you know,
Tommy.
He wouldn't say you're wrong.
You're bad.
No,
You're bad. You're
he'd
going
do
to
it
hell
kind
with
of,
all
you
the
know, say,
communists,
you're
Tommy.
too young, and that's that's what really got me when I said something. He said that to me.
I remember back when I had to go
You
kill
must
Kennedy.
accept the responsibility, each of you as parents and responsible individuals,
There's a little
on your
call
own
back there.
philosophy
Yes,
of
that was
life,
good. That was good, Jesse.
because that's where it lies. If you're a humanist, then you'll be for it.
If you're a
If you
humanist,
have
you're
any
evil.
Reservations about humanism, then I don't see how you can
Pure
possibly
evil.
adopt this program.
Thank you. Yeah, you did it. Yay.
Humanism.
Early in 1970, the Cedar Rapids Board of Education meets again in open hearing to listen to more public expressions
Open combat.
and to announce its final decision on the kindergarten through 6th
I mean,
grade
listen.
sex education and family life program.
The Cedar
Johnson's
Rapids
my
brawl
name.
lasted for
I'm,
11 days.
2130 Blake Boulevard, Southeast.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
And
a
slowly
humanist.
became an
I'm interested in
orgy.
humans.
What, is that Bob Newhart?
And I think
I
that
should
should be
be.
quite clear. I was
I am,
concerned about the gentleman who was trying to equate humanness versus something else.
It would be,
and I think within the Christian concept of living, there's a deep, deep, deep concern
that's my new.
about one's human
That was
understanding
fantastic, Jesse. That
and
was
how
good.
one lives with one in the community. And I would have to go.
I'd have to go on myself. I'll be honest.
I hope you, as a board, give some kind of
I would
affirmative
become
action to
incontinent.
this, because it seems to me this is moving in the right
Did he reference
direction.
the Borg?
Yeah, he took a
I'm
board.
communicating that I'm for it, and I trust that with some wisdom.
Oh,
we
I was
can
thinking
move
it
in
was
that
the
direction.
Borg, like from Star Trek.
Oh, the Borg. Oh, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
That was referencing him getting paddled, but
Thank you, Mr. Carlson.
could be both. Could be boarded by the Borg, I guess.
Peters. I am speaking as
The
a
Borg
member
Borg?
of Crisis
The
Committee.
Borg Board.
Oh, here's the lady
There
with
is
the small
too much
mouth.
evidence of the philosophy. If sex is good, it is always good.
Stupid
There are no feelings that
Cartesian
sex,
philosophy.
as any of our blessings, can be misused. Another great fallacy in the program is
I said phallus.
sex education is good, which most of us would certainly agree with.
These alarms start going off in the
more
room.
sex education that you give the children, the better.
She also, her mouth like opens like Beaker from the Muppets.
All right, you did it.
Any other
Good job.
comments from the board?
Any other crude comments?
Anyone else want to say some fucking bullshit?
Anyone want to say ass or tits or
Aye.
anything?
Opposed?
All right.
Motion unanimously carried.
You did it. Good job. All right. The tax lien will be levied against. Here's a song again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have hired a couple of professional singers to do this song. Just saying. Oh dear.
But I don't know what the 3 R's are.
Is
it the reading, writing, arithmetic?
Right. 2 of which are not R's.
Right. Oh.
John Rodriguez, Jose Garcia, and Fred Abeles. Winston Churchill did a movie. Look.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah. 1968.
We shall fuck them in the skies. We shall fuck them up.
All right. That was the bitter end of the 3 R's and sex education.
We got. I feel like we've been through a war, Rory.
Not enjoyable theater.
Can I have some more, Mommy?
But you drank it so fast.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Blame her though, Mother. Orange juice is so good and so good for her.
Yes, but it's so expensive.
Not when you use
Fuck
Snow
that.
Crop frozen fresh orange juice.
Oh, okay. What the hell? What?
Why, thank you,
What's
Snow
happening?
Is that a
Is that Pikachu? What is that?
Year proved Snow Crop cost you only half as much. Yes, only half as much as the same amount of juice. from
Holy
oranges
shit,
you have
Bob.
To carry home and squeeze.
Is that so?
It certainly is. And what's more,
I've got
Snow
something
Crop
you can
gives
squeeze.
all the fresh flavor, vitamin C, and health-giving minerals of home squeeze juice.
Ooh,
That you need to beat your wife.
Yes,
Just take a
all
look
the
at this.
minerals you'll
One
need.
can of Snow Crop orange juice concentrate.
Sometimes all you need to do is smack the kids around a little bit.
Yeah, but you need your energy to do it.
You need your yeah.
And 20 minutes later, you've got a bottle of orange, or whatever, a
And
decanter of orange juice.
And in a recent nationwide blind taste test, people voted by
We found a
over
bunch of
2 to
blind
1.
people and gave them orange juice.
Snow Crop tastes better than home squeeze.
Home
There, children,
squeeze.
try some.
So you tell me people used to, like, literally squeeze oranges?
what
I
do
guess
you
they
say?
did, right?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
It's always good.
So
get
this
Snow
creepy
Crop
thing
frozen
again.
orange juice at your favorite food store.
Pika, pika.
Snow crap. I mean, crop.
Foods are chosen.
Yeah, all the freshest foods
Yeah.
are chosen by Snow
I have never heard of snow crop.
Foods. Get Snow
But it does yeah, snow crap.
Snow crap, yeah. No, it's snow crop. God damn it.
Weston Woods.
Yeah. Okay, whenever you're ready. Oh, this is the Millions of Cats.
Oh yes.
By Wanda Gag.
Millions
Gag me with a spoon.
Cats.
Too many cats. There's no such number.
No. Wanda Gog.
Once upon a time,
I wonder if she used
very
to
old
gog it.
and a very old woman.
She gogged
They
it.
lived in a nice, clean house which had flowers
Now we're getting really
all
filthy.
around it, except
Yeah.
where the door was.
She gogged it
But they
down.
couldn't be happy because they were so
Well,
very
listen,
lonely.
she looks like she's about to gog it down.
She
There.
is,
Like,
yeah.
checking like, hey, very old man.
Ask the very old man.
Get over here with your
She's-
very old wang.
She's thirsty for it.
Cat, said the
That's
very
right.
old
Yeah.
woman. I will get you a cat, my dear, said the very old man.
I bet.
And
He's gonna go
set
get some
out
pussy? That's what I
over
heard.
the hills to
That's
look
right.
for one.
All right. Just making sure.
He climbed over
What do
the
you think,
sunny
Mr.
hills.
Oboe?
He trudged through the cool valleys.
Trudging.
He walked a long, long time. And at last,
Until his arthritis
he came
kicked
to
in.
a hill which was
Yeah, I was gonna say.
quite covered with cats.
Till he got the lumbago.
There were cats
Whoa.
here. There were cats there.
And there were cats everywhere.
Cats and kittens everywhere.
Yay!
There were hundreds of cats.
I feel like I could draw that.
Yeah, I feel like that's not much of a feat there.
No, I could totally draw that.
This is definitely somebody working on a deadline.
Yes.
And trillions of cats.
Trillions of cats, Jesse.
Trillions?
That's a lot.
Oh,
I feel like-
cried the old man joyfully.
Oh!
Now I can choose the prettiest.
He just
cat
released on
and
himself.
take it home with me.
Well, I was gonna say that smoke, those clouds in the air look like
White.
look like plumes of
But just
other
as
kinds
he
of
was
smoke.
about to leave, he saw another one, all black and white.
See, he has the beard and no
And it seemed
mustache.
just
That's a sure sign of a
pretty as the
perv.
first.
It's
So
something weird going on
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Also.
Nobody would do that.
But then he saw a fuzzy gray kitten way over here, which was
Oh.
every bit
Leave me
as
alone,
pretty as
human.
others. So he took it too. And now
Sure, why not?
he saw one way down in a corner,
hope-
which he thought
I hope we're not going to
too
tell how he
lovely.
got each of the
So
millions
he
of
took
cats.
Yes, we're gonna go one by one.
And just then, over here, the very old man found a kitten which was black and
Oh my
very
God.
beautiful.
Hey, that's
Oh,
like
it
mine.
would be
Where
a
is he? Oh,
shame
I thought he's
to
behind
leave
me.
I have a black kitty.
said the very old man.
Yeah.
So he
Oliver. He was
And
sitting
now-
here.
over there, he
But
saw a cat
Mine is
which had
Athena.
brown and yellow stripes,
Tina.
like a
Love it.
baby tiger.
Love it.
Oh,
I have Athena and
simply
Apollo.
must take it, cried the very old man.
Ah.
And he did. So it happened that every time
And they
the very
crapped
old
all
man
over
looked
him.
up,
The end.
he saw another cat which was so pretty he could not bear to leave it. And before he knew it, he
I just can't help but think
chosen
that.
them all.
I hope that coat he's wearing is
And
thick
so
enough
he
that
went back
he's not getting
over
those
the
little
sunny
scratches.
hills.
Yeah,
all over
he's
his
getting
arms.
scratched up big time. Holding all those
Oh, yeah,
cats.
he's
Oh
like-
yeah.
To
Yeah.
show all his pretty
Like
kittens to the
I have
very old
one cat that doesn't like to be held. I held it once, maybe last week, and I still have a scratch on my arm. from it.
It was very funny to see those hundreds and thousands and millions and
It was hilarious
billions
until I
and
thought of the
trillions
cat litter bill.
cats following him.
This guy looks like a garden gnome.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Very old man. And he's doing like a Pied Piper thing with these cats.
Yeah, they're just following him because he smells like catnip.
Probably.
Yeah.
Meow, meow.
That's just his
We
natural
are
odor.
thirsty, cried the hundreds of cats, thousands of cats.
There's a fucking pond over there.
And billions and trillions of cats.
Trillions of cats, Jesse.
Well, here is a great deal of water.
Well,
said the
fuck.
very old man.
I think this might actually be a story about a very old man
Of water.
who went to find his wife a cat and then died.
Gone.
And this is like the last.
He was found days later with cat poop all
we
over
are
him.
hungry, said the hundreds of cats, thousands of cats, millions and
This is his,
billions and
Is he
trillions.
walking
As
through like a
he's lay there
snowstorm?
dying,
There
this
was
is his.
much grass on the hills.
Yeah, there's.
Very old
This is
man.
the introduction to As I Lay
Ate a
Dying.
mouthful of grass, and not a blade
Wait,
was
he's
left.
feeding these cats grass?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, this is a fever dream.
I don't think they would eat all that grass. You know, cats are carnivores. Just
Very
saying.
old woman
Yeah, I was gonna
saw
say,
him
like,
coming.
We're hungry.
I mean, they might eat grass, but they're not going to be happy with it.
Doing?
Yeah, they're not excited with that.
One little cat. And what do I see?
I brought you a cat.
Here?
What are you bitching about, lady?
Cats and kittens.
I asked for one cat. What do I see?
Hundreds
Options,
of
bitch.
That's right. Look at all these different cats.
Millions and billions and trillions of cats.
I feel like this guy was paid by the word.
Well, he definitely wasn't paid by the actual cat.
Never feed them all, said the very old woman. They will eat us out of house and home. I never
eat me
thought
out.
of that, said the very old man. What shall we do? The very old woman thought for
Oh
a while.
dear. That's
Then
the
she
Kraken
said,
talking.
I know. We will let the cats decide which one we should keep.
Yeah, we'll let the cats decide.
Oh, yes, said the very old man.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
That guy's totally blazing
Which
up.
one of you is the prettiest? I am.
We did a couple episodes ago. We did a movie called Marijuana with an H.
No, I am.
Ooh.
It was
No, I am the
pretty
prettiest.
awesome.
I
It was from
am.
1938.
No, I am. I am. I am.
That sounds great.
It was about the evils of marijuana.
And millions and billions
Marijuana.
and trillions of voices.
It's pretty hilarious, actually.
Each cat thought itself the prettiest. And they began
Because
to
all cats
quarrel.
think they're the
They
prettiest.
bit
Yes.
and scratched and clawed.
Yes, cats have thoughts like that.
And made such a great noise that the very old man,
It was
the very old
awesome.
woman ran into the house as fast
Oh,
as
no!
they could. They did not like
The cat
such
poop was really
quarrel.
piling up outside. They had to run indoors.
But after a while,
Why don't we ask the cats what they want to do? And every cat leapt under the counter and demanded they turn the faucet on, but just a little
Yes,
bit.
and every cat jumped up and knocked something off the kitchen counter.
they could not see a single cat.
There'd be nothing on any of their
I
counters
think
if
they
that really
must
happened.
have eaten each other all up, said the very old woman.
Sure.
It's too bad.
What?
But look, said the very old man. And he pointed
This
to
took
a
a dark
bunch of
turn,
high grass.
Jesse.
In it
Yeah.
sat one little frightened kitten.
It's
It was
Athena.
thin and
Oh.
scraggly.
Aww.
Poor little kitty, said the very old woman. Dear little kitty.
I'm very old, by the way. Have I mentioned that?
How does it happen that you were not eaten up with all those hundreds and thousands and millions and billions
guy's a
and
dope fiend.
trillions of cats?
That's because when the two of you are dead, I'm going to eat you.
Right.
Only little cat, said the kitten. So when you
Uh-huh.
asked who was the prettiest, I didn't say anything. So nobody
Yeah, good
bothered
choice.
about me.
No,
They
It's a
took
wise
the kitten
decision.
into the house, where the very old woman gave it a warm bath and brushed its fur until it was soft
and the moral of the
shiny.
story is, if you
Every
want people to
day,
love
they
you,
gave it plenty of
shut
milk.
up.
Yes, and be ugly. Dun 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 dun.
Okay? So, alright.
Okay.
And
Cool.
yes, I get it.
Yeet.
That the cat's eating.
Yes.
I don't think you need to
There we go.
continue explaining this.
We need lots of illustrations of it eating. Okay. Cool. You did it.
Great. Alright. Wait. I bet we're about to see a cat eating. Nope.
It's gonna turn into Godzilla. Or like a Godzilla-sized cat. You gonna eat your carrot cake.
It's a very
Well,
pretty cat.
well, my dear, that's
after
because
all.
it's carrot cake, and I'm not an idiot.
It's the most beautiful cat in the whole world.
No me gusta the carrot cake.
I ought to know, for I've seen hundreds of cats, thousands,
My dear, I can tell you're
millions and billions and
You're,
trillions of cats, and not
Yes.
one
I can't think of a word.
as this one.
Tequila!
You too drunk? Yeah, there you go. The end. Yeah, these shorts are much shorter than the 3 R's.
Yeah.
Arr, matey.
Arr.
All right. Wanda Gag. Coward McCann. All right, there you go, Jesse. Millions of cats.
Thanks, Martin Schindel.
Mm.
You jerk.
You're welcome, Jesse.
Bootjack Hill.
And Merry Christmas to all. Oh, here we go.
Secret mission train with more men.
I had this.
You did?
You were in command.
Yeah.
Oh, check this shit out. It's a train. I didn't know they made a G.I. Joe train.
While the G.I. Joe train
Yeah.
proceeds to Bootjack Hill.
That's sweet as hell.
A helicopter lands behind the
Sorry about the video quality here, but
that's all right, man.
G.I. Joe 72-piece electric train and battle set complete with battleground.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
By Tyco, of course.
From Tyco, yep. But it only came with the like generic army man.
Yeah, it was like the plastic Iron Man. Yeah, they probably didn't have the license to have the actual figures.
I think it was just the name.
Yeah, they had like the logo. The logo was slapped on the train and shit. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. It was still kind of a fun toy to have.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I wanted a real G.I. Joe train to like put my figures on and stuff like that.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't fit. I wouldn't think. Yeah.
No.
No. They're my only friends.
You do? That's good.
That's good, Jesse.
Do you like people?
That's
and
good.
Do people like you?
No.
Do you like all
No,
kinds
people
of
do not like me, no.
The young as well as the old. People in all
The
stations
young and the
of life.
perverted.
You do?
Do you like people? Well, it depends on how they're prepared.
Yes, exactly. Are they moist?
Roast them up.
Love for people.
Are they moist,
You may
Jesse?
well consider the vocation of a librarian. A vocation that gives full enjoyment to the
Well, I've
librarian
polished off
and
my
radiates
Kraken.
it to the public. The
I
public,
have
that may consist of
I have
children
completed my
with an awakening
second
interest in literature or professional men searching
which
for
went
special
way faster.
scientific information, or the blind who do their
glass
reading
of.
by touch.
I am drinking this
Or
mixture,
people
by the way,
rural
out
areas
of
whose library is brought to them
a
on wheels.
Marvel
Yes,
cup with
there are many
a
aspects to
chibi
this
Iron Man on the front of it.
Nice.
It's,
All of vital
like an
importance
adult,
in the
drinks
nation's
tequila.
life.
Exactly.
Let us consider some of the various types of libraries.
Let us.
And start with the greatest of all.
I'll finish off this with a little bit of straight tequila.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, one of the
out of
largest in
You're
the
gonna
world,
need it.
This
Iron Man
library,
cup.
established in 1800, is relatively new when compared with those of some
Established in
European
1800. Relatively new.
Serious scholars may use its excellent
Ah.
facilities.
Look
and
at how
wonderful
serious I
collection of
am.
More than 5 million books
The fuck
and
does that say?
This truly national library
It's a bunch of
extends
squiggles.
research and other services to members of Congress,
Mean.
the government departments,
Yes.
and to the public.
Members of Congress like this guy.
Many different
Like
libraries
Fred
in our
Mertz here.
country have various functions depending on their location.
Congressman
Each one
Mertz.
has to answer a specific need. Therefore, a modest rural library
Well,
must be
Ricky.
different from a city library, offering a multitude
Hey.
of services to meet the needs of a great variety
Look
of
at all the
persons.
multitude of services,
The
Jesse.
specialized library in an
It's,
industrial plant is different from the one owned by a law firm. But
Uh-huh.
I can't help but notice that, like,
basically the task of the individual librarian remains the same.
the technology
books and people
that
together.
that spans this whole thing.
Yeah.
Largest
Like,
number of
there was like
librarians
old-timey
are found
cars
in
driving
5
around,
general
and we
classifications.
appear to be in the 60s now.
First, we may
I
mention
don't
the
This is
parents
just-
I
who
think this
usually
isn't like the
look behind
40s.
the scenes.
Is
They
it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so,
and
yeah.
interpret collections for you readers.
Maybe 50s. I don't know. I can't
Here
remember.
is an illustration of what proper cataloging can accomplish.
I'm looking for a book on television, but
Go look at the catalog.
Do you know the author?
Stop
No,
bothering
I don't,
me.
and I don't know the title either. But it's a blue book.
They should have hired some
and it
actors
kind
for
of
this.
gives the whole story.
I mean,
you
it
know.
wouldn't have hurt.
I think we can help you.
This boy's problem was
Mental
not
health
an
counseling
unusual
is on the
one.
second floor.
He did not know the author's name, nor did he remember
Or
the
his
title
own
of the
gender.
book.
Or his
But
species.
he knew the subject, television. Because the catalog
Thank goodness,
did a
he knew
good
something.
job, the book was easily located, and the
We
boy
have
was
one
further
book on
encouraged
television.
to use the library facilities.
Because we just invented it.
Proper book
Yes.
evaluation and careful
All right, so it's got to be the
render a
50s then,
good
because
service
TV
to the
wasn't that
patron.
common in the 40s. So yeah.
Yeah.
There are the reference librarians who help readers in their search.
I think
for
this is just
special
using a bunch of like stock footage.
No, I think they just filmed like librarians doing their normal work. Like they aren't like acting or anything.
Oh, I think it's, but it just as like the.
The reference librarians locate various materials through their familiarity with the
All
contents
right, make
of
sure
the
to
library.
ruin the documentation by
important
writing on
money
it. Yes,
and
perfect.
time-saving
All right, good,
service to the
good,
public.
yes.
Third,
We
like
have
a
the
fountain
circulation
pen.
librarian who
We just watched the approval of Song of the South.
By the way, this job belongs to a classification which
This
does
job
not
blows a
necessarily
dead ape.
require college training. Or
Yeah.
we have librarians.
Yeah, you
who
don't
serve
need to
the
go to
young
college to be a librarian,
people,
Jesse.
much
Did
the
you know
same
that?
As adults are served, except
I
that the
didn't
children's
know
levels
that.
of
Because I'm
interest
pretty
are
sure you need a
emphasized.
master's degree, actually.
Each child is looked upon as an individual whose reading habits
There's like a
are in
master's of
formative
library science or some shit.
Fifth,
Yeah,
there are the school
I think
librarians who contribute to the educational programs of their schools.
I know people that
College and university
work as librarians, so they must have that
For the work of research, cataloging,
This is
reference,
filthy.
and
It says
circulation,
penis
just
on it.
as do the large public libraries. The large public schools.
I used to think I had a fetish for librarians, but what it turned out is I just like to be told to shut up.
Maybe it was libertarians.
The librarian attempts to direct the young reader's interest.
I definitely don't have a
fetish
fetish for libertarians.
A challenging and rewarding job.
Alright, now you can see all the filthy words are right here. Alright, here you go.
Supervision and direction of a teacher librarian. Pupils working during free periods generally handle circulation.
I'm a pupil.
However, under such a plan, the library personnel changes from period to period with little
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for individuals to really understand library work. Up till now, we have discussed the jobs that must be done in every library.
Until now,
So far, we mentioned the
always got
catalogers,
by
the
on
reference
my
librarians,
own.
the
I
circulation,
never
children,
really
and
cared
school
until
librarians.
I met you.
At times, they do their share in the reviewing of new
And
books,
now I feel
evaluating
to
and
the
eventually buying them.
How will I
This
get
is
you
done with one
alone?
single purpose in mind, the improvement of their
How does
service
one
to the
fucking
people
line
in
from
their
that turn into
and the
us
country
singing the
at
whole song?
In
Heart
library work,
perseveres, that's
there
what I
exist
said.
a number of positions that require
When heart
special
is summoned, we have no
competence and
choice.
preparation.
They have no
Take,
choice.
For example, the administrator of a large library.
At least he
Often
didn't
a
say
highly
Barracuda.
paid
That's true.
You'll understand that this
I don't really know
person
the lyrics to
needs a great
Barracuda, so I'm
capacity
glad
for
they picked a
leadership,
song that we knew,
a high
that we
degree
both
of
knew.
vision
Yeah.
and imagination, and a thorough understanding of all phases of procedures in his organization.
You see how exciting this short is that we're just talking about art.
Particularly in scientific.
I mean, it is about librarians.
Ooh, technical books. Here we go. This should be exciting.
Ooh,
Yeah,
all right,
here we go.
all right. I'm ready for it.
Ooh,
Assistance.
the art room.
Art room.
Uh-oh, with the Gothic font there.
And regional libraries.
That's just a dude named Art who sits in there. Hello.
Sitting there drinking Diet
I'm
Pepsi
Art.
and ripping
rural
farts.
leaders pioneer in a steadily expanding field.
It's
Librarians
expanding.
in adult education, including readers, advisors, community workers, and group leaders, provide special service for adults.
Where's that
Public
library?
relations specialists
I don't know,
interpret
looks-
the library's
looks all right.
work to the public by personal
It's like a person's
contact
library.
or
Yeah.
by means of
It might be in like a mental
newspapers,
hospital.
radio, films, or other
Journalism.
methods of public relations.
Poultry raising.
Poultry raising.
Ooh, I should watch that short on here.
Specially trained
It's another great
librarians
song
are
by Hart.
always
That's right.
developing newer resources and educational uses
Poultry
of
raising.
microfilm, motion picture film, and other visual materials, such as posters and pamphlets.
Behind the
Music
movies.
scores for classical and popular compositions are available.
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
music
play
lovers.
this on my zither. Oh, my
Phonograph records
theremin.
are also found in many modern libraries. Hospital librarians provide
My
special
harpsichord.
service
Yes.
for patients and hospital
I
personnel.
want to bust out a harpsichord solo here.
Did you get me that material on the sternochordomastoid and the zygomatic head of the quadratus labii superioris?
Yes,
That's
Doctor.
filthy.
No, fuck off.
Fuck off.
I didn't mind the research on them, but the pronunciations really had me stumped for a bit.
Because I'm
The
stupid.
professional librarian
Well, she could have
is
said that
required
just
to
a
have
little
college
slower for
degree
me.
Little bit,
and
yeah.
to have attended a special
I would have,
library
You would like that?
school.
I mean, I wouldn't,
In small libraries,
not like
are
that.
Yeah, yeah.
required to be library school graduates. They must have had
I'm a
some
graduate.
special training.
Or The
Reference
Graduate,
work required
the
in
movie
high
with
school
Dustin
courses in
Hoffman.
the sciences, both
Oh,
physical
yeah.
and physical, will be especially
classic.
helpful
Yeah. Plastics.
in acquainting you with the library. Study
Future.
the work of your
Plastics.
school librarian, and perhaps you can secure
Dewey
permission to
Decimal
assist.
or Doty?
Ooh.
If you become
Or
a
Dewey
librarian,
Beats Truman.
You will find that there can
That's
be
my-
great variety and interest, as well as security in this career.
I will not
Your
get
abilities
you
will be challenged,
alone.
but you will be rewarded with real pleasure from your work. Salaries comparable
I have to
with
say,
those
this last
of
one
similar
kind of
professions
blew. This is
and
really
opportunities
boring.
for advancement.
I mean, here's what I'll say. Like,
from a knowledge that your work is vital and essential.
All these women that they're showing, they're
in which you want to live.
Perfectly attractive.
They're very conservative.
But the minute you tell me they're a librarian, they become sexy.
Oh, all right.
So
all right.
there's something to be said there.
Gotcha.
American Library Association.
Yeah, those are like 1940s vehicles driving around.
Yeah. Does that turn you on?
No.
Okay. Librarianship may well become your
because I don't want to fuck a car.
Well, now why not?
Because it would chafe. Rory.
And on that note, we'll end our Shorts-A-Palooza with Jesse, not wanting to
admitting I don't want to fuck a car.
Copulate a car. Okay, I mean that's fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Jesse, what did you think about our shorts?
I thought one of the shorts was long to be a short. But I also don't think writing or arithmetic starts with R's.
That's true.
Yeah. I really liked the Chan commercial. As I'm sure you know.
Yes.
Yeah. But the Millions of Cats was. Man, I thought maybe I was high that whole time. That was weird.
Maybe you were.
But I might have been. But yeah, and maybe I should explore this whole thing about librarians.
Yeah, and libertarians.
Put in these classes and
yeah,
give libertarians a chance, or at least give them a home and a warm meal.
Yes.
Because they're very hungry and cold.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I want to thank Jesse for joining us for this episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. Check out after the episode, we will have a preview of next week's episode, which will be the finale of Season 4. Very exciting.
Wow.
And
4 seasons.
4 seasons, right. And so until next time, keep things interesting. All right, Carol, this is where Beelzebub comes in, and then you fillet him.
There are some who say that the international communists initiated.
There they are. Here's the communists right here.
In this country.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
If they did not initiate the sex revolution in entertainment,
what are they trying
education,
I got no problem with that.
They have at least.
I know.
They called him King Kung Fu.
Listen, that's a circus wagon, isn't it? Don't they have trap doors in the bottom to help clean the cages? All you gotta do is climb up under that wagon and pull the latch on the trap door. That gorilla will never even see him, much less be able to get at you through the bars. Herman boy, the scoop will be when the gorilla gets loose and goes after her. The gorilla gets loose?
We'll just put out an APB on that. APE.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. That's all the cars.
The fun-filled film, King Kung Fu.
Peeled me like a banana.
I'm asking for gunplay.
The mirthful master of the martial arts, King Kung Fu.
It's a strike. Wrong sport, though. Jones goes flying into the air. Smith follows the same routine. This gorilla truly is the monster master of the martial arts.
What do we got here? A sissy gorilla, huh?
Ah, so. It is hoped that wisdom will come with age, for then you will know that fighting in itself does not bring honor, as honor is all there is which separates man from the animals.
Now, lady, I'm ordering you to clear out. But don't you believe in supporting your local police?
Look, Bo.
I have to admit, you do know how to have a good time.
Time, Captain.
Well, you just pay attention to flying this thing, Pilgrim.
What are we gonna do now?
At last, entertainment for the entire family. Watch for it at your favorite theater soon. The grand opening at Wichita's Crest Theater, May 29th.
Till now, I always got by on my own. I never really cared until
And now I feel it to the bone.